Okay, in this video we're going to look at how to create joints. So we can see here there's a revolute joint, which basically means spin around two different points. So, prepared a little starter initially. So I've got two components. One which is the upper arm, another which is the lower arm. You need to have components created. You can't just use these with bodies. They have to be components. We're going to be using the assemble menu, and we're going to set up some joint origins. So these are the points that we're going to use to connect the two shapes. So I'm going to just move one of these in a little bit. You see it's a circle with a little cutout in it. I'm going to add a second joint origin onto the other shape. Move that one in a little bit. We can sort of rotate and spin that around if we need to. Let's just initially get that joint origin in here. We can do a bit of reorientation if we need to. Yeah. Check on there. We've got our position. Note the solid part will get matched up with the incomplete part and vice versa. So I'm going to just assemble one of these joints. Go to the assemble menu and joint, or you can press the J key. Now you've got to select two components. The first component you select is the one that's going to be moved onto the other. When that's selected, it sort of goes transparent because we can tell that it's going to be moved from that location. And we want to move it to and join it onto component 2. You can actually add additional joint origins at this point, but it's often better to actually add the joint origins initially yourself. Now when I click that, you note those two joints have popped up. Now by default, initially it has used a rigid joint, which is sort of like gluing them in place. We've got a few different types. Revolute basically allows for some spinning around one axis. There's also a slider which moves around the z-axis. I can obviously change which axis I want that moving along. And there are a few others I'm not going to worry about these ones, but the ball joint is also quite useful. It allows you to manipulate it on all different axes. And there are those different settings. This tutorial is not going to look at how to set limits to the joints, because that's a little bit past this one. But what we've covered here is how to create joints. Remembering you need to set up the components initially, set the joint origins, and then create the joint, and then finally select what type of joint you're going to use. So I hit OK here. I've now got my little flags, and if I click on that, I can actually go and manipulate each component, and then if I want to capture the position and sort of lock it in that place. Yeah, honestly, experiment with these different joints. The more practice you get with them, the easier they will become.